I want to ask you, we're outside of Trump Tower here. What does it mean for you to be out here in support of Trump?
Well, it's actually an amazing experience to be out here because I used to hate Donald Trump. I voted for Hillary Clinton. I was a Democrat my whole life. I was a liberal my whole life by default because I'm a gay man. So the expectation is if you're a minority in America, you have to be a liberal. You have to be a Democrat. Lucky for me, something happened in early 2017 that showed me very clearly that the liberal media does not care about us. They're lying to us. They're giving us false
Could you name the
information.
liberal media who you think made you hate Trump? Like, who can we point the finger at people? Who are the representatives doing this, and which people in the media?
CNN, Huffington Post, New York Times, MSNBC, specifically Rachel Maddow, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper, you know, any of those, you name it. But particularly like Huffington Post, CNN, those are the sources that I trusted to tell me the truth. Little did I know what they do is they use lies and fear and manipulation to control the behavior of LGBT people, of black people, of brown people in America, and to keep us coming back and thinking that everybody on the right hates us.
I know you have a shirt here. It says, not a racist, not a bigot, not a homophobe. What's the last one? Not a Democrat. So could you talk to me a little bit more about the shirt and what it means?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started something called the Walkaway campaign, and so just by virtue of the fact that I'm a gay man who has walked away from the Democratic Party and no longer supports liberalism, I am labeled by the same liberal media that lied to me about everything else. I am labeled a white nationalist, a white supremacist, a Nazi, a bigot, a racist, a homophobe, transphobic, you name it, xenophobic, and nothing could be further from the truth. The whole reason why I started the Walkaway campaign in the first place is to empower all people, but particularly minorities in America, who are getting the message time and again that they must be Democrats simply because of the color of their skin, their sexual orientation, or their gender, and it is not true.
And I also wanted to ask, what has Trump done specifically for the gay community?
What has he done for the gay community? Well, he's lowered their taxes, he's improved their employment rate, people are getting bigger paychecks, and he's improving the national security of our border for starters, because guess what? If we decide to have an open border policy and allow anyone and everyone to come in, the gay community is going to be one of the most vulnerable and targeted communities by people who are coming into this country from less civilized, less evolved nations that we have right here in the United States.
What other accomplishments can you hang your MAGA hat on and say, I really like that Trump got this, this, and this done?
That Trump got this, and this done? Well, he's pushing hard for the wall, and the wall is going to get built.
So I wanted to ask you more on that, because I know in 2016, Trump ran on build the wall, build the wall, build the wall. He won. We not only won the presidency, the Republicans also controlled the House and Senate for 2 years, and we still didn't get a wall. So what's the deal, and how can we expect him, again, he's going to say in 2020, build the wall, build the wall, build the wall. But if he didn't do it the first time when he had the House and Senate, how can we expect him to do it the second time?
I don't believe he is going to say build the wall in 2020. I believe he'll sign an executive order, as he said he was going to do, declaring a national emergency. The wall is going to get built, and he's not going to campaign on build the wall in 2020. The wall is going to start being built before then. He knows it would be it would not be good business for him to wait and make that an election promise for 2020. He knows that, and not to mention the fact that he's not a traditional politician. He's not out there BSing his constituency. He's going to get it done.
Yeah. And what other things do you want to see him do? I know he's doing a little bit of criminal justice reform, but another thing I wanted to mention was he's an outsider, right? I thought that would lead to something like, you know, maybe marijuana legalization, something a little bit less orthodox. What other things do you want to see Trump actually do and accomplish?
Well, I want him to just kind of stay the course that he's already on, but one thing I am as excited about is that the ambassador to Germany, which is Richard Grenell, is spearheading a mission to try to do away with homophobia on a global level in politics. So he's actually going into the Middle East and some of these countries where gay people are literally being thrown off of buildings, killed, beheaded, and murdered, and trying to make a positive change in the world for the LGBT community to actually save the lives of gay people globally, not just here in the United States, where American gay people who are manipulated and controlled by the liberal left will tell you that they are so oppressed. We are not oppressed anymore in America. Tell that to people who are being thrown off of buildings and who are being beheaded in the Middle East.
I want to follow up with you on that. Where do you think it's the best place to be a gay person on Earth?
Probably
like where you're most comfortable. Where do you think gay people are most comfortable in general on Earth?
I think here in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with all people calling Trump, you know, an anti-homophobe or a homophobe rather, and all these horrible things, a white supremacist, we still think that here is the safe place for gay people, right?
Yeah, the only people who aren't safe are the people who have to go out and pay people to beat them up and then claim that white people did it with Trump hats. Absolutely. That's the biggest danger to gay people right now.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to note?
#walkaway.
Thank you so much for your time, Brandon.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.